Welcome back to Chainsawfaddiction. My name is Max. Today, doing something definitely a little different. I'm at work, but not the campground. Today, I am where I belong. This is my primary job in the summer, and this is the Eklutna Lake site, I guess you could call it. That's the little building behind me. And we're gonna unbatten the hatches and start getting stuff ready for the season. Now what we do here, primarily we rent kayaks and mountain bikes. We work with a lot of outside companies, some cruise companies and stuff like that. We do group trips, we do guided trips, we even do some hiking trips. Yeah, whole bunch of fun. But I did want to say something about that's kind of funny. This is a glacial lake, Eklutna Lake. And we've been getting calls for weeks, actually probably better than a month at this point, asking whether we're renting kayaks yet. And that is kind of a funny question, because I'll take you down there further later, but let's see if I can get it on camera. That is a giant frozen lake. So yeah, being a glacial lake, water here is always cold. Really cold actually, but also the ice doesn't usually go out until a little later in the season, and most of the lakes, even out of the mountains, because we are kind of up in the mountains here, are not open water yet. So it's a little bit funny when people ask if we're renting kayaks yet. I'm always tempted to say, well, yeah, sure, but you might be better off with ice skates. Anyway, we'll check in a few times today. Probably going to do some chainsaw stuff, actually. Not necessarily cutting, but we'll see. Alright, looks pretty much like I left it. The floor is almost clean enough you could eat off of it. Pay no attention to that pile or that pile. Wood stove is still looks functional. Got what'll be some extremely dry firewood. Yeah, not bad overall. A little dusting needs to be done. Danny's being lazy. Boats are still boats. This is kind of neat. The girl that worked here last year painted this, and over the winter we had it covered and it crinkled. So now our moose is old. And yeah, got some old bikes and some new bikes. When did you get those Treks, Danny?
I ordered them like 2 months ago, and they're gradually tricking in. There's one more at the house, a really nice red one. And then I have 3 more, but some of them won't be delivered till July. Every bike in Alaska is reserved. There's not a single bike you can buy in the store.
That's good to know. But here we have rentals.
We have rentals. They were the bikes you were going to buy.
Yeah. Now we're just, you know, being communists and sharing them.
For money.
For money.
Capitalist communist.
Capital comma. Danny, are those waves out there?
Those are frozen, frozen waves.
Frozen
They
waves.
froze so quick, they just kind of
Oh.
froze like that. But yeah.
How far away from the water's edge do you think we are right now? I mean, I'm zoomed in, but...
Let's see. 50, You know how bad I am at this.
Like 200, 300 feet maybe? Yeah. So if I zoom out, I've zoomed all the way in, wow. But the scenery is nice. Man, look at Bold. Love that place.
Yeah, I like when it snows on the mountain.
Yeah.
I like when the liquid is more liquid. Solid.
Alright, so back at the campground. I was gonna film some other stuff up at the lake today, but we got kind of busy. I did get time to sharpen the chain on my 372. Well, I finished it here actually, but now I rocked it really bad the other day, but I had also been doing sort of an experiment with the rakers, the depth gauges, to be more precise. Everybody calls them rakers. And if you're not familiar with what rakers or depth gauges are, watch my beginner's video on chains, I think it is, and I'll explain that stuff. So anyway, I was doing an experiment because I'm doing the square grind on this saw, on most of my saws now, and I wanted to see if, I know that in theory, and I say in theory because I don't know what I don't know, right? So I have to experience for myself to find out what works for me. But in theory, you don't need to take down the rakers as much when you're doing square grind because of the way the tooth grabs the wood and blah, blah, blah. So I had been, even when I was cutting softwood, I was using the hardwood setting on my rakers. And just over the last couple weeks, I had not been taking my rakers down when I sharpened my chains. And I think I found the happy medium, so that's what we're gonna test right now. We're gonna see, I'm just gonna dig into the log pile behind me here, and we're gonna see if I did good, I guess. So I'll get you guys set up on the tripod and get the saw going, and we'll go from there. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think that cut's pretty good. I like my saw. I don't like to have to lay on it, right? If your rakers are too high, you got to put a lot of pressure on the saw to get it to bite. If they're too low, then it'll bind up all the time. I like to be able to lay it on the log, right, and just blip the trigger and it'll dig in, but also I don't want it to bog basically, if I'm able to get it to dig in just by blipping the trigger and then go a little faster but not bog, if I put slight pressure on it, that's perfect for me. That's where I like it to be. And that's about perfect. So yeah, probably throw in a little bit more footage of this, but that's probably it. As always, guys, thanks for stopping by. I just kind of enjoyed watching Danny having fun with my saw. He got kind of into it. That thing's cutting pretty good. Cutting real good. I got a little bit of work to do to it as far as the exhausts, and yeah, we'll cover that in a different video, but I really like the way that chain is cutting right now. So got that big birch job coming up on what will be Wednesday, so we'll have that video out on Thursday, actually, so that'll be fun. I don't know what I'm going to do for the next one, but I'm sure it'll be something. So, thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
It's a keeper.
Yeah, I think so. That chain's wicked, huh?
It is.